Morning. Welcome, ladies. Hope everybody's had a good couple of last days since the last time we have seen each other. Just going to sage a little bit here this morning. Just kind of get that going through the air a little bit this morning. So how's everybody doing today? I'm just going to go here and send out a few invites because I've been forgetting to do that. Not very good at this part. So just take me a second. Just going to send out some more invites while the sage is going. Just a couple more here. I can't do all 170 whatever it is, but I'll do a few here. All right, well, it closed on me, so I guess that was it. That's all I was meant to invite. So the sage is already gone out. So today we're going to be talking about a little bit about inner peace during the holidays. And kind of what that means for us. I have my green kombucha tea, and the little tags all say something nice on them. So this one says, experience will give you the power and confidence to be you. A nice daily message to get. All right, so this time of year, you hear a lot on the radio, in the store, on the phone, wherever you may be. You know, people say, peace be with you, or peace on earth. And, you know, so people kind of say, what, you know, really, what does that mean? It's one of those things like we talked about before where people say thank you and you're welcome, and you just hear it so much you don't really even think about it anymore. Sorry, I have something in my eye this morning and I can't get it out. So it's one of those things that you just kind of hear all the time, and you don't really, sorry, don't mean to gross anybody out, but I have a little hair or something in my eye. It's driving me crazy. It's one of those things you don't really think about what it really means. So we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit this morning about my own hair. It's going to be one of those days, I guess. Where is peace? How do you find it? You know, is it something you got to go looking for and searching for? No, I don't think so. So, you know, to me, peace is trying to make it not too complicated or sound too dumb either. So peace is one of those things where you choose it or not to choose it. That's my philosophy on happiness as well. It's a choice. Maybe you don't have much. Maybe you don't have a car. Maybe you don't have a lot of money. Maybe, you know, lots of things. But you can choose to dwell on that and be unhappy and miserable, or you can choose to accept it. And, you know, that doesn't mean you don't still want things, but you can just say, you know what, I don't have a car, and that's okay. I don't need one. When I need one, I'll get one. You know, you don't need to be always like, I don't have. I'm going to be unhappy. I don't have a significant other. I'm unhappy. First, you need to learn to be happy with yourself before you can be happy with anybody else. So that, side note. But let's get back to peace. So peace is basically the same thing for me. You can either choose to have peace or you can choose to not have peace. Some people love to have drama in their life and love to be hectic and chaotic and crazy, and I don't get it, but that's their choice. That's how they like to live their life. Not so much for me. So, you know, that's, again, where do you find peace? Well, you find peace right where you are. But there's definitely some tips that can help. You know, so first off, kind of think of some of the things that make you happy. You know, what makes you happy? Maybe it's a hot soak and a bubble bath. Maybe it's a bowl of ice cream. You know, you can start simple. It doesn't have to be, oh, what makes me happy? Oh, I want a yacht. That'll make me happy. Things for me will be coming home and putting on fuzzy socks. Coming home and watching a movie with my husband. Coming home and having a bowl of ice cream. Things like that. Those choose to see what makes you happy and just be okay with that. Don't be like, I'm gonna go home and clean the house and do dishes and do laundry. We all have to do that stuff. But you can dwell on it, or you can just focus on the happy parts of sitting in the living room with your fuzzy socks, having ice cream, watching a movie with your husband. Or your dog, or your gram, or your mother, or your brother, or whoever that is for you. So just some of the things that what makes you happy. And we've kind of talked about some of this before with traditions too. So, what makes you happy? Maybe cooking makes you happy. So this time of year you could bake cookies with somebody or by yourself if you prefer to bake by yourself. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is music will really affect you. If you are sad and lonely and you put on sad and lonely music, it's only going to make you feel worse. If you're sad and lonely and really just not feeling it, put something on that makes you happy for music. For me, that's, I put on some Stevie Nicks. How can you not listen to Stevie Nicks and not be happy? So, just kind of be conscious of your choices that you're making for yourself. If you're having a lonely, crappy, yucky day, don't go, I'm not downing it, but don't put country music on where the guy like loses his truck and his dog and his wife and, put on something that's going to be a little bit happier, and not some sappy love song where somebody is alone and crying and heartbreaking music. Because it's just going to make you feel worse. So just, be conscious of what you're doing for yourself. Sometimes when you're like, oh, I'm sad, I want to listen to sad music. No, you really shouldn't. Put on something that's going to make you feel better, not worse. So listening to music, like I said, if your happy thing is baking, then make some cookies this time of year. And give those as gifts. People love homemade gifts. So if that's, what makes you happy is cooking, make 4 or 5 dozen cookies and give them out as gifts. My mom made cookies the other night and they were on the door when we got home, and I was super excited that I got cookies. So my mom made me cookies. So another thing you could do is meditate. Meditate is always going to be helpful for you, as long as, again, you're in the right mindset. If you sit there and meditate on all the things you don't have and all the things you want, then that's not going to make you feel much better. You need to meditate on what you have and what makes you happy with what you have, and the answers will come to you. It's not really hard. A little tip that I learned just last night in doing some research, because I'm really struggle with meditating, because I have like this ADH brain that is like, don't forget the milk, don't forget this, don't forget you gotta go here, don't forget you gotta go stop there. And so I have a really hard time just sitting and meditating. I've tried I've tried meditation musics, I've tried drums. I'm pretty good with guided ones because there's somebody that's talking that's leading you through, so I'm okay with those because they keep my mind busy. But what I learned last night was, if you're having a hard time meditating, is to burn a candle and sit quietly and just watch the flame of it and see what the flame, if you can find designs or little things in the flame, and that'll kind of calm and settle your mind a little bit. So I don't know. I never really thought about it, but I love to, in the summertime when we have bonfires, I love to just sit out there and stare at the flames and see what is in the flames. So I never really thought about putting that together with meditating inside with a candle. Um, so one of the other things is love with an open heart. And so, you know, what does that mean? It can mean different things for everybody. So again, there's really no right or wrong for any of this stuff. But again, if you, like I said, if you like making cookies and baking is your thing, maybe you could do a cookie swap with some friends. Find 4 or 5 friends that like to bake as well. And how many ever people are in the group, that's how many dozen cookies you make. And then everybody, stupid thing. Sorry, McAfee. I found a way to turn all the notifications off, so hopefully it won't be blinging at us, but McAfee still pops up. So yeah, so you could do something like that. So that's going to be, you know, spreading your happiness that way. You know, giving to charity. We've talked about some of these things before, so that's repeated. You know, giving to charity, giving some books to the library if you have a library that's willing to take books. You know, give some unwanted clothes to the thrift store. Buy a toy for Toys for Tots. Like I said, we have the local fire department here who does Santa and hay rides, so they're always looking to take toys. There's always some place in your community that you can, you know, kind of give that out and love with an open heart, kind of, so to speak. So for your inner peace during the holidays, one of the biggest things is to just take time for you and relax and, you know, just chill out. Winter was made for relaxing. You know, summer and spring and fall are supposed to be your busy, crazy times. Winter is supposed to be for relaxing, hibernating, recouping, you know, all those things. So with this crazy, busy schedule we have all at Christmas and the holidays and stuff, winter wasn't really meant for that. We've kind of over the years as commercialized, you know, everybody's got to have a Christmas party and everybody's got to get gifts and we've got to visit everybody during the holidays. And so it's kind of got crazy out there. But just remember to take care of yourself and just kind of rest and relax. You know, if take a bubble bath, have a glass of wine, you know, play some nice music, light some candles. You know, if your thing is watching movies, like, you know, because that's one thing Eric and I like to do in this time of year is watch movies, or we play video games. And I say we, it's him. I sit there and yell at him, go over here, go over there, you forgot this, pick up that. So it may not be relaxing for him. But yeah, so just find, you know, something this time of year that it makes you comfortable and relaxed and give yourself some time. Because we forget that. Even, you know, I have 5 million things that I do, and to find 5 minutes sometimes to meditate is impossible. That's usually why I do my meditations when I go to bed, because I have insomnia, and if I'm laying in bed, I'm trying to meditate at that time. But you know, it is important to take that time. Dad needs a guide. Yeah, he does, more than one, but that's okay. That's a whole nother story. You know, we can you know, find things that you know, just help us relax, whatever that may be for you, because you really just need to. The last one, nope, not the last one. The next one I have written down is go home. But I don't mean like travel across the country to the house where you grew up. That's not necessarily what I mean. Whatever home is for you. All of us have a place where the holidays, we want to be. When I was a small child, I always looked forward to going to my grams, so that was a big thing for me. So whatever that is for you. Now, for me, it is my home because I look forward to having all the kids here for Christmas Eve. So that's kind of what I mean. Find your home. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to travel all over the country. And it doesn't mean you have to visit every relative you've ever had your whole life. It's just find that one place where you really want to go and go there. You don't have to go to 10 different relatives' houses if you don't want to. If you want to, then knock yourself out. That's great. I don't have that kind of energy. One Christmas party here is good for me. So the next one I have written down, which is the last one, is so give a gift of yourself. And, that could be a lot of different things. It could be that you made those cookies and you're going to give those as a gift because those were made with love and patience and energy, and so that could definitely be a gift of love. And this guy's going to say my house too, thank you. And so give a gift to yourself. So make something, make a decoration for somebody, make an ornament, make the cookies. We have very crafty kids. They've always made us something, and they're around the house. The things they've made us at the holidays, they are all over the house at this time of year. So those are really great examples. But you can also just give a gift of yourself. That could be donating some time at a shelter. We don't really have too many here as far as shelters or homeless shelters or anything like that, but other people do. Aunt Wendy, you can come to my house anytime you want. You're always welcome here. So you could go to a shelter. You could go to a church that might serve meals and help serve a meal. You could. I saw this really neat thing on the internet the other day where this lady bought all kinds of stuffed animals and she took them to the elderly at the nursing home. So that could be something you could do. That'd be really great if you had kids to do that too, and let the kids hand out the stuffed animals to these elderly people. So there's always something you can do. And if you can't think of something, ask me because I'll come up with something. I donate my time all year long. I do events. I do the Groveton Beautification. I just love to give back to the community, and sometimes it's not very rewarding as far as gratitude goes, but it's helpful to the community, and it's going to help the community as our little town gets bigger again. So, but you don't have to do anything big and major. I mean, you don't have to host a ton of events. You could just do one thing. Like I said, here we have a church that gives out meals a couple times a week. Somebody could go help serve there, or like I said, you could just go in and volunteer at the thrift store for a day or something like that if you wanted. So there's lots of things you can do but if you're looking for more of a personal note for your family, again, just host something and just have everybody get together. That's one of the things I love. It's one of the very few times a year where pretty much all of my kids are in the same room. That's almost impossible for us. So like twice a year, I get all my kids in the same room at the same time, Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. So those are really important for me. Whether it's crazy and hectic and I have to spend 2 days cleaning before and 2 days cleaning after, it's worth it for me because I just want all my kids here at the same time. So that's really important for me. So again, that's just, things you can do. But just remember to choose your peace. Like I said, you can choose to be angry, and you can choose to be sad, and you can choose to be jealous or whatever, or you can just choose to be happy. Life isn't always rainbows and puppies and kittens, but you know, you can choose to find the things in your life that make you happy and focus on those instead of choosing to find the things that are negative and sad and focusing on them. So really, you know, to me, why would you want to go through life sad and grumpy and lonely and jealous and angry and all of those negative things? Because you know what? Life's not much fun that way. Choose to be happy. Choose to see the good in things. I mean, I'm human. I get mad. I mean, somebody cuts me off on the road, I get mad. I call that guy names. But I don't choose to stay with it all day. It's like, okay, it happened. I cussed him out, and now I'm moving on. Because why be angry all day? That guy don't care. He's gone. He's on his day. He doesn't care what you're doing. So why are you going to be angry at him all day? It doesn't affect him a tiny little bit. It affects you. So choose to see the good. Choose to be happy. Choose to be at peace. I know that's hard sometimes because we get stuck on the negative. But there really is a lot of things you can do. And if anybody out there is really stuck on the negative, and I know, I mean, that's all year long, but I know some people really, really struggle at the holidays. You know, let me know because I may not be able to help you, but I may be able to find and connect you with somebody that can, you know. So I was going to go over one stone with you because again, I'm running out of time. My workspace has just gotten too small. Good thing I don't have a low-cut shirt on today, guys. So I ordered a set that came. I ordered the wrong set, but that's okay. So one of the ones I got in it was what we call a palm stone. And I don't think I really ever showed you guys a palm stone. And, you know, we'll start to talk some about, we've talked about the a natural stone, which looks kind of like this. You know, it's just like, it looks like a natural, how you get it right out of the ground. And then we've talked about tumbled stones that kind of look more like this. But we haven't really gotten into any other kind. Like there's a generator point. But anyway, this one, there's a bunch of different ones. This one is a palm stone, so it's nice and flat. So it's really great to just put it right in your palm. I tend to, when I sit with them, and I tend to do this. You know, I just tend to, I don't know why. That's what I like to do with it, instead of hold it in my hand. But this one is rhodonite. And you can obviously see it's pink. So anything that's a pink stone is pretty much going to be, have to do with love. So this, let's see here. Creates a channel between the heart and the root chakra, allowing energy to flow to and from, resulting in deeper and more profound healing around issues with love and security. So again, if you're one of those people right now that's struggling with finding the happiness and finding the peace, you know, go find yourself a pink rock. If you can't find one, I'll help you find one. But so this is a palm stone. So like I said, it's really, really thin. And it just fits. It's hard to show you, but it just fits right in your palm. So it's a really good one for if you're going to meditate. If you want to meditate, you might want 2 palm stones. But you can certainly use any of these. You know, it doesn't matter. If you wanted to meditate with that, you can easily still just hold that in your hand. And I've told you guys before, that's why I like the smaller ones, because you get into these super big ones. How are you going to meditate with that? I mean, and they say just being in the room is good. So, you know, if you have, if you wanted a big piece, I would say get something like an amethyst or a black tourmaline or a selenite. and you can just have it in the room. But it's a perfect size to carry in your pocket. So that's exactly right. That's why I like these smaller ones, because you can put them in your pocket, or you could choose to wire wrap it and put it on a necklace. You can slip it in your bra, because that's what a lot of us do. And because this one, I don't recommend slipping that one in your bra. And these are a little harder to put in your pocket because it's not real comfortable. Where if you have a tumbled stone, that being in your pocket's no big deal. This being in your pocket is, no big deal. It's not going to stab you. So, but yeah, I don't like the big ones. But if you're going to get a big one, I would suggest getting something that would be good for your house, as well as, nice to look at. So amethyst, selenite, black tourmaline, and those would be good to just have in your house. And, for your protection of your home. But you could still, have smaller pieces of the same thing to carry with you. But if you want a really big crystal, something that's going to be decorative, something for your house that you want to look at, you can certainly get as many big ones as you want. But the big ones, the bigger you get, the more expensive they get. But if you really wanted something to have a big crystal in your home, again, I would amethyst, selenite, or some black tourmaline, because those are really all good for protecting your home. So, if you wanted a big stone, those would be my suggestions. But you can get any big stone that you want, But yes, I prefer the smaller little ones, because you can meditate with them. You could put them on, wire wrap them and put them on a necklace. You can put 4 or 5, dropping things. You could put 4 or 5 in a bag and put the bag in your pocket, your pocketbook, anything like that. Slide them inside your bra. Just remember they're there when you get undressed, because I drop mine on the floor all the time because I forget that I put them in my bra. But pink is anything for pink would be good for a love stone. So we're going to love the elements on this one. All right, so that's pretty much it for today. We will be back Tuesday and Thursday next week. And I believe the week after that is Christmas, so we won't be here on Tuesday for that. And then we'll be back on Thursday. Then after that, we're going to be getting into the new year. And like I said, I'm going to try to maybe go a little earlier. I know that's hard, even hard for me, but I feel like a half an hour in the morning sometimes makes me feel too rushed to try to get everything in. And I know most people watch them later anyway, so I don't think by going earlier it's going to really affect too many people, probably besides myself. So I'm going to start to try to go maybe at like 7:45. And what I wanted to start to do in the new year is on Tuesday, I will pull a card from the gemstone deck, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then on Thursday, we'll pull a card from the chakra deck and talk a little bit about that, so that we're getting a little bit of that in each class as well, each live. I'm going to try to remember to start to burn our sage every morning when we start, so just kind of make it a little bit more not so rushed feeling for all of us, mostly for me. But you guys, I'm sure, pick up on the fact that I'm trying to rush through everything to get everything in there. So I think if I had that extra 15 minutes or so in the morning, I could get a little bit more in and not feel quite so rushed. And then in January, we're going to start to talk about each sign of the zodiac as it goes through. So, each month we'll talk about a sign and get a little bit in depth with each sign and what it means. So by the end of the year, we would have gone through all of them. So we're going to start that in January. And again, we'll still talk about, all these things because there's just so much Right now we've just touched a little bit on each subject, and I kind of wanted to, start to get a little bit more in depth with some things. We did talk about the spearmint animals of the north for winter. So in springtime, we'll be talking about another set, and then summer and fall to complete that whole cycle. So we'll be talking about those. We'll just touch point on new moons and full moons as those come through. We'll touch points on different holidays as those come through. I was sitting here this morning thinking about, we talked about, Hanukkah, and we talked about Yule, and we're going to talk a little bit more probably about Yule and winter solstice, and maybe I think I have one more thing I wanted to go over with that. And I was deciding whether or not I wanted to talk about Christmas. And I think I'm going to kind of skip it, because we've talked about basically peace at the holiday time and different things like that. But I'm pretty sure most everybody in here is pretty familiar with Christmas. So I'm not sure we really need to go over what Christmas is. Sometimes we need a reminder that it's not about presents, but I don't think anybody needs any details on what Christmas originated from, and the story that goes with Christmas. I think pretty much most people got that story down. So I'm going to go to work before I am late. If anybody has any questions for me, if anybody wants me to pull any cards for them, if anybody has a question you want me to ask the pendulum, you can certainly pop it in the notes, or you can, send me a private message if you're more comfortable that way. And so I guess that's it for today. So remember to be kind. Everybody has a story. Everybody's going through something, and your kindness may change their day and yours. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys all on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Bye. Thank you.